that you love. Because as you said, Steve, once you start doing something that you love, it doesn't feel like work at all. I know that is the challenging part, though. It's figuring out, okay, I love to do this. I love to do so many things, but can you make a living from it? That's another topic, perhaps. And but that's something that you have to ask yourself too, right? Like, if you want to stand and work in a cracker factory, and the only reason why I'm using that example is because I was there, um, and not make an attempt to maybe do some night school. Sure, it's going to take some sacrificing. Um, but you know what? If you're in a situation where perhaps you have a partner that can maybe, pull up their socks for a little bit, that might help too. But if you are able to, take do that sacrifice, maybe stop spending that extra $50 a week going out or going to the bar, saving that for rent. It will take some sacrifice on your behalf in order to change your life. And so, do I think it's possible? Of course it's possible. Of course anything can happen on any day, but it takes some belief in yourself, and it also takes that moment. And I love this because this is Tony Robbins, when most of us hit that point where we just give up and we start freaking out and we're like, that's it, we're done, I had enough of this. Most of us need that point to make that change. But if you can do it before you get to that point, you'll be a lot more clear-minded, and you'll be able to make a better decision in that respect than if it becomes, when it gets to that point, sorry, you make rash decisions, and you all of a sudden you're like, fuck this, I'm going to quit my job. And now you're sitting at home for a week saying, oh shit, how am I going to pay my bills? So
Yeah.
I know it's difficult. It's easier said than done, but it really takes a lot of mapping and planning, in order to make a big decision, in order to change your life. And it will take some sacrifice, but it
I
is
just
possible, folks,
yeah,
and it can happen.
I want to touch on that real quick. It was Hector in The Search for Happiness that I was watching, uh, with the quote about the mind can hurt just as much as the body, because most people they see the body, right? Bell gives what, 1 day out of the year for mental health. Most people don't see the mental health. A lot of people put on fake smiles. Uh, Also at the same time though, faking a smile still releases, because the mind doesn't know the difference between whether it's real or not, just responds, right? Fake it till
True.
you make it, as they say. Someone said belief is half the battle, awareness is half the battle. Essentially, action is all the battle. So remember, Frank, when we had the conversation about, I was just in a writer's fog, and it's just about doing it, right? As Yoda often says, do or do not. There is no try. Just do it.
Do it.
Do it. And in creation requires sacrifice. I was watching Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, new series that's on Amazon Prime now, and that's something that really stood out to me. Creation requires sacrifice. Are we willing to make the sacrifices it takes to live the life that we want to live? It's just about doing it, and we are essentially the culmination of our habits. That is what defines anyone's life. Their habits, right? That could be thoughts, it could be anything. And most people don't like to think, which is an issue. Someone said to me though that controlling habitual thoughts will get you further than thinking ever will. Again, habit, right? Patterns. Where does our mind go? Can we catch those thoughts? And then can we stop it if we have a negative or toxic thought? Everyone does. Can we stop it?
Yeah.
Right? Because we're creating those, like you said, Frank, limiting beliefs, and we're suppressing abundance. So how do we get to the next level? By doing it. Habits,
True,
and being
but you're
aware of
still
habits, right?
you. I mean,